the Jets draft is one of the more interesting ones, if you ask me, because of A, the way the board fell, B, how they surprised everybody by taking Garrett Wilson or any receiver at 10, which kind of kicked off that first run of receivers. I contend that there was two of them, one run from 8 to 12, and then another one that happened when the Titans traded up for Treylon Burks, even though it was only two receivers taken there. Thought that was grabbing guys a little bit early, but the Titans correctly identified that the receivers, the high level ones, was essentially gone at that point. But look, how much did the Jets improve their defensive capability and just their physicality that they can present now on defense? It's unbelievable, if you ask me, what they did with just two of these first three picks, Ahmad Gardner and Jermaine Johnson. I mean, the tone that they bring to that defense. Michael Clemens is a pretty good football player too, but I'm not necessarily going to talk about him being a starter. One thing I do like about the Jets draft is that they took everybody you see here is all they took up to the fourth round. They were done. They were done drafting at least early fourth round. Maybe they were still working on some other things. Interesting way to go about it. Getting Jermaine Johnson, if you ask me, at 26 just solidified it. Even though the Ravens, they're my team, and they got Kyle Hamilton and Tyler Lindenbaum, two of really the best guys at their position. Man, the Jets may have gotten the two best guys at their position. Now, look, obviously, there's some good argument for Jamison Williams at receiver, Drake London, some Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson's teammate. There's an argument that those guys are better than Garrett Wilson. Okay, I'll accept that. But there is no argument that Garrett Wilson is right there with them. He's just as capable of having a 85, 1,000, 8 or 10 touchdown season in his rookie year. Now, granted, he does have Zach Wilson thrown to him, unless Joe Flacco ends up being a quarterback. That will be. This is going to sound crazy, even though he's old and he's on like his 12th team at this point. It would be interesting to me if a guy like Joe Flacco, who can generally protect the football, don't destroy me in the comment section. He can generally protect the football and play that conservative style of offense, if you wish, to let your defense control the game. And I offer to you, the Jets might have that kind of defense, and they certainly have a really good running back. Breece Hall is solid. Look, they had 4 great picks up through pick 36. That's an amazing accomplishment, if you ask me. I think they traded away one of their other second-round picks to move back into the first, but I could be wrong there. Let's look at a depth chart. You see Flacco as a backup quarterback behind Wilson. I'm not really concerned, to be honest with you, about the offense. They did get C.J. Uzomah this year. Good pickup for them. This defense is Quinnen Williams. Don't really have to say much. It's a solid player. Everyone knows about him. C.J. Mosley, I think it's well documented how highly I think of him. If you've been watching my channel for a while, I did 2 film studies on C.J. Mosley earlier in the year. I'll try to link them. I'll try to link them at this point in the video so you can grab them and check them out if you want. Stacking Ahmad Gardner here with some of these other guys that they have in the defensive backfield. Amazing draft, if you ask me. At tight end, they got Jeremy Ruckert. That one was like disappointing for me because A, they had some good guys in front of him, as you see, and then B, selfishly I wanted him to go to the Ravens, but the Ravens had other plans. The Ravens grabbed 2 tight ends in the 4th round that are pretty solid as well, in Charlie Kolar and Isaiah Likely. Tell me what you think of this roster on defense. I'm impressed. I wish it was preseason now and we could see some of the things that Robert Saleh is going to do. I thought their defense last year had moments. That upset win over the Bengals. Obviously, Mike White orchestrated a short passing game where they just took advantage of the Bengals' soft quarters coverages. Their corners and safeties generally play 8, 9, 10 yards off the line of scrimmage, off the ball. And the short stuff was available to Mike White, and the Jets took it all day. So yeah, that was a big element, a big component to that upset win. But their defense played well too, forcing turnovers and getting after people. And I think their defense is going to be drastically better at this point. We all know, and I've mentioned this in a couple other videos, 11 personnel is what's up right now in the NFL. So you got to have guys who can cover, and I think their defensive backfield looks pretty good. I think C.J. Mosley's a much better defender against the pass in zone than people give him credit for. You don't want him manned up in space when a quarterback has time. I totally agree with that. They are in a division where they've got to face the Bills and they've got to face the Patriots twice each and the Dolphins twice each. So this defense will be tested early and often, and maybe things will fold up for the Jets like they always do. Maybe they will. Maybe they will. But I offer to you that they have the type of talent. They grabbed the type of talent in this draft. This is 6 great picks, ending with Max Mitchell. I think Michael Clemens is a pretty good football player too. I'm not offering to you that he's going to start, though, like I said earlier. The type of talent they just brought in is exceptional. I think they did a great job in the draft. They gave Robert Saleh and the coordinators an opportunity to compete in that AFC East, which just looks unbelievably different than it did when Tom Brady and the Patriots would, I mean, let's be honest, they would breeze through the AFC East and grab home field advantage 4 years out of 5. In any 5-year stretch, they had home field advantage because they had 6 easy wins in the division. If not 6, they definitely had 5. So whatever their record was outside of their division, they were going to supplement it or stack it up with a 5-1 or 6-0 inside the division. That's not happening this year in the AFC East, clearly. I'm not offering to you that I think the Jets are going to win that division, nor even make the playoffs. But I am telling you that I think this defense is going to have them in more games than a lot of people think they will be, because we just think they're the same old Jets. And this draft shows me they're not. When you put a player like Ahmad Gardner on your team, that is, I've already used the term or the phrase force multiplier in other videos, so I have to think of a better word. Ahmad Gardner is like when you're driving down the road and you make a right-hand turn, and all of a sudden there's a whole bunch of construction equipment and people with stop signs. You basically just don't go down that road. You can't. You physically can't go down that road. It's blocked. That's what Ahmad Gardner does. He takes a fourth of the field or maybe a third of the field, but definitely a fourth of the field or 20% of the field in some cases, and shuts it off to you. Shuts it off, and I think that's going to translate over into the NFL. Is there going to be a couple times this year where he gets beat? Maybe. But there certainly wasn't in college, and the picture you see on the right-hand side of your screen is the best example of it. He shut Jamison Williams down in the college football playoff game, and he did it shockingly, so much so that Alabama started to move Jamison Williams to the field to get him away from Ahmad Gardner, because Ahmad Gardner is a boundary corner in Cincinnati Bearcats structural defense. He's a boundary side corner, and I'm telling you guys, I think it's going to translate over to the NFL. Is he going to give up some touchdown passes? I find it hard to believe he will, but I guess we'll say he's going to give up 2 in 2022. But I just don't know who the hell it's going to be against. I guess it's going to be interesting. He's going to have to go against Tyreek Hill twice. He's going to have to go against Stephon Diggs, Gabriel Davis, and them guys with the Bills twice. The Patriots, we know, are going to have things well schemed. If there's a crack in your defense or in one of your coverages, the Patriots coaches are going to find it. I love what they did in New York. I'm a Ravens fan, but it was fun as I don't know what to really, really, really focus on the draft this year. And I offer to you that the Jets may be the team, along with the Ravens, who had the number 1 draft overall in the entire league. Let me know what you guys think of the Jets draft. My thoughts on Ahmad Gardner, Jermaine Johnson, Jeremy Ruckert, Breece Hall, and their quarterback situation obviously could be something that holds them back. Assuming they stay with a conservative offensive plan, let their defense try to win games for them, I think they're going to be in a whole lot of football games in 2022.